Welcome to my channel, Sunshine Shoulders. I'm Calvin. Thank y'all so much for stopping by again today. Got a special guest today. I'm going to introduce Patrick. What's your last name, Patrick?
BlackRock. Patrick
BlackRock.
BlackRock.
Okay. Yeah, thank you for joining us, man. Welcome to the show. We're going to talk about a new business idea in the Philippines. You know, I'm always talking about Airbnb and subleasing, but I think you've got a different spin on it. But we're kind of getting ahead of ourselves. I noticed you've got a deep accent, Patrick. Where are you originally from?
Originally from Nigeria. And I've been
Nigeria.
in the yes, Nigeria. Actually American parents, so automatically became a US citizen. And I did my primary school, which is like high school in Nigeria. And after I graduated, just hopped on a plane back went to the United States. That's where I did my bachelor's degree in Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, okay. So, but you were born in Nigeria,
Correct, yes.
and you went all the way through
Born
high
and
school. All the way
Yes,
through
born
high
and
school.
raised in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Yes, I
How old are
went
you?
through all high school. I'm 35 right now.
35. Yeah. So you're one of the younger guys coming over here. Now, is this your first time coming to the Philippines?
Actually, not. Before I went and did my master's in the United Kingdom, I stopped over in the Philippines because I met a girl online before the pandemic. This was back in 2018. And I was in Manila. Then we went to Cebu, and there was another island that she took me to, close to Cebu. And that's then when I went and did my master's. After I did that, I went back to the United States, and the pandemic struck. I couldn't come back. It was just, and the
Okay.
Philippines was, as many of you remember, Philippines was closed for a long period of time. We couldn't get in, and I was able to get back in last year. So last year when I was back in the Philippines, I was in Manila, Makati. Then I was in Kansas City, which is around the Metro Manila area. Then I went to Boracay. And this time around, when I came back this year, I was in Cebu City and then came down to Davao City. And this after I've learned a little bit more about the Philippines. Then from Davao City to General Santos City, then came back to Davao. So
Now,
right now,
did you feel the earthquake?
oh yeah, and I got it on. It's funny because yesterday when I was at the mall trying to get my facial done, and they got already taking off my shirt. She's getting ready to get it all going on. The whole mall starts shaking. I'm like, and I got it all on video. I'm about to edit it and put it up. And I had to I couldn't put my shirt on. I had a jacket. I grabbed it, threw it on, and ran up out of there. They evacuated everyone. So it was 7.2 magnitude earthquake yesterday, a day before yesterday.
Yeah, so that was pretty strong.
It was strong. It was strong. I got it on video because I was vlogging. I was telling what's gonna, what she's about to do. Next thing I know, this was going. The whole building was going like this. Like, whoa, what is this? And the lady started screaming. I'm like, okay, it's time to go. Because last year, actually, when I was in Manila, excuse me, when I was in Manila, I was in a high-rise building, and the earthquake strong. It wasn't as strong, but the building was kind of swaying, which was really scary. And that was in Makati. But this one was really, really strong.
Yeah, I felt my first earthquake when I was living in Lapu-Lapu. It was either Christmas or New Year's, but it was pretty strong. And then the after, uh, what they call that when the the tremor that comes at the aftershock.
Oh yeah, the aftershock.
Yeah, it was scary. Now, what was your major? What you major in college?
In when I did my bachelor's was political science and international affairs. Then my master's is supply chain and logistics management.
Okay, so is that sort of like a business
Yeah,
course?
so supply chain is is managing goods from what is Okay, let's say this iPhone, how it gets from design in California, gets manufactured in China, and gets its way back to the United States. That's what we do. That's basically it.
Okay,
So
now
it's
let me ask you a little bit about your idea, if you don't mind sharing it with us, because people always saying, "Hey, how can I earn some extra money abroad?" And I believe you were on one of my live streams, or maybe I saw it on your one of your videos, but you were talking about doing something with Airbnb. Just kind of briefly talk about that.
Yeah, so Airbnb, I am actually right now doing Airbnbs. I have properties in the United States. So I am a super host on the Airbnb platform and on the VRBO platform, which is like an Airbnb as well. But it's been with us for way longer than Airbnb. I am a premier host over there too. So I understand hospitality very well and I do very well. So I have properties in the United States now, and with the passport bros and guys like me that want to find an alternative lifestyle from the West, our biggest hindrance is earning income overseas. That's always when I talk to guys, whether it's black, white, Latino, that's always something that comes up. How can I make or earn money overseas? Because many of us, we understand the American system, how to earn income, and we don't want to go over there to any other country and in pesos or lira or whatever the currency. You want to still be able to earn those USDs to have the type of lifestyle that you want or that you're already accustomed to as a Westerner. So in looking at that, I see Airbnbs. I can, because when I in other countries I've been traveling, I can run my properties from almost anywhere in the world. Right now, I have people staying on my properties as we speak. They're checking out, they're checking in. All that is automatic. The cleaner goes over there, cleans. The gardener or the landscaper goes landscape. The pool guy goes over there, do the pool maintenance. If I need something, I get on Thumbtack or Edges List. I get a handyman. They go over there, do what they need to do. I got cameras watch. I can run my properties from anywhere around the world. Why don't I just, in these countries that I'm already going to, get a condo, furnish it? And that's another thing that I actually found out without renting condos in the Philippines, especially. It's never up to the standards that most Westerners are accustomed to. The kind of beds that we like Casper mattress, Tempur-Pedic, here it's always like a block. It's like very firm, and that's how Filipinos like it. However, for Westerners, we don't like it that too firm. We like a bird that is a little more, special guy like me with a lot of muscles that
Mm-hmm.
same to my muscles. Then the design, then the cleanliness. It's not always up to par with the kind of cleanliness a Western guy we are accustomed to. And I saw that as an opportunity that I can lease it, do the leasehold, furnish it the way we like it, including the big flat screen TV that we like, and just rent it out. And my avatar, which is my customer base, is going to be Western guys, not just Americans, Australians, guys from New Zealand, guys coming from Europe. We have similar taste. And that's the opportunity that I discovered that I can actually tap into. So right now, I'm kind of just scouring. I haven't picked up a condo now in the Philippines. I'm still deciding whether I'm doing the Cebu, the VAL, or even Thailand, which when I'm doing the numbers, the Thai numbers just looks much more phenomenal than the Filipino numbers. So I'm still, looking at the Philippines, looking at the numbers, and in Thailand, $10,000 I will furnish entire condo, luxurious. In the Philippines, even $10,000 don't give me that much furnishing. And I understand the reason why, because since I started supply chain, the Philippines is an island. It's much more difficult and harder to move goods among an island than a country like Thailand, which they goods can be moved through freight, to trucks. Uh, it's much more easier than the Philippines to move goods around between the island, move from Manila to Cebu, from Cebu to Davao.
Yeah.
So I
Let me ask you
understand
a
why
question.
goods are much more
Let
expensive.
me ask you now. So you're going to lease these condos. Is that correct? And then
Correct.
you
For
then you're
starting.
going to sublease, I guess, as
Yeah,
Airbnb.
correct.
Now you're saying, are you talking about 10,000 US dollars to furnish the place?
Yes, ten
Is that
thousand
what
US
you're saying?
dollars. Yes.
Okay. Now you saying that you can't do that with these small condominiums in the Philippines. If you spend 10,000 US dollars, you couldn't furnish it the
Oh, I
way
can furnish it, but it won't be
that,
up to par. Like when you compare it with what I have in Thailand, because when I'm looking at Thailand, I see a lot of investors from like China and other, they might be Thai, and I see if I furnish my condo with 10K, just it will be way much. And I see condos that are furnished in that aspect, and their calendar is always full. That when people trying to like scheme, so if I furnish my condos to look like this, the return, because guys that are coming is going to be Western guys. It's like that movie, The Field of Dreams. If you build it, they will come. And I see condos that they're charging US prices, but it's well furnished. And the calendar is much full, even in slower seasons. So in the Philippines, yes, I can use $10,000 to furnish it, but it wouldn't be as distinct. It wouldn't stand out where someone's going to look at it like, yeah, I want to stay there. So I can
yeah,
furnish it, but it won't. It
right.
won't be
So
there.
your money, you're talking it long term, because if your initial investment is 10,000, what is your Airbnb rental? What's it going to run for? Just give us some
So
just
for
basic
okay,
numbers.
I mean a condo I can be getting 1,200 if it's well furnished, and that's US a month. That's net cash flow every month. 1,200 net. If it's furnished to what I'm my expectation, what I know that because since I'm in hospitality, I know what people like. People like luxury, and if you have it and it's priced reasonable, they will pay for it. If it's everything like IKEA sofas, like they, even though you might not charge that much, they come in. The experience is not going to be as good. So the rating that they're going to give is not going to be as good. And in Airbnb world, we run off ratings. And that's why you
Mhm.
get to superhost and your property gets on top. When someone goes in there, your property is the one they see first, or at least it's on the first page. It's getting more eyeballs on it. So with more eyeballs, you get more booking. With more bookings, you're making more money. So it's always much better to invest that money because you're gonna make it back.
Yeah. Okay. Now, how many properties do you have in America?
3 properties right now.
Three. And you said you do you have a property in Thailand? Not yet,
None yet, not yet.
but you're
But,
looking. You're
but
looking at
I'm
Thailand.
looking at Thailand. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's actually a building that I stayed in. It's called State Tower. It's in Bangkok. And I see the girl that I stayed at a place, she has about five. When the last time that I stayed over there, she only had one. Right now she has five. And they all furnished by the same. And you look at her calendar, it's just all full. And she's crushing it. And she's a Thai girl, but she lived in the West. So she understands what Western people expect in terms of when they rent a place. So
Mhm.
she furnishes it to meet those expectations. When I was there, I was blown away. So in that building, I'm looking at the condos that I can that I can lease and then sublease, and the numbers just makes much more sense than here
Yeah.
in
In the
in the
Philippines. Well, of
yes.
course, you got more. tourists over there too. You got
Yeah.
like 6 times more tourists. But it's funny that you talk about this because a long time ago, I was talking about, subleasing. That would be the only thing I would even try to do over here in the Philippines. And I said I would do either high-end luxury, which you very seldom run into over here, or budget, because everything's sort of in the middle over here. Just like that place
Yes. Yes.
you're in now, and most of the Airbnbs I rent, they're somewhere in the middle. It's a lot of competition.
Yes.
But if
Always a
you
lot of
go high
competition.
end, yeah, if you go high end, you're gonna reach some people because I've had guys come over here. They're high enders, but they just
Yeah.
can't find what they're looking for here. I mean,
Yeah.
they're
I always
millionaires.
encourage people to go high end, go, furnish it, make it look nice, and not just nice. At the same time, it's functional. You have a couch or sofa. It doesn't just look good; it's functional. Because I was at the mall, I was at the furniture store, and I'm looking at the furnitures. One of the couches costs about, because I'm converting from pesos to USD. It's going to cost me about $45,000 to $5,000. It's a nice leather couch. I'm like, okay, hold on, show me something that is functional at the same time aesthetically pleasing. And I've seen, they be in the 3,000 ranges, and this is brand new couches. And in Thailand, I can get something for way less than that. And we're talking about 1,000, but 10,000. Even in the US, in the United States, I can furnish an apartment for $10,000. If I wanted to do, yeah, if I wanted to like do what we call arbitrage, which is you rent out the apartment and furnish it, then put it on as a short-term rental. With $10,000, I can furnish an apartment in a major US city like Houston, Dallas, Atlanta, and furnish it really well. So even with appliances, electronics here in the Philippines, the prices are, it's either you're almost paying the US prices or a US price plus. So
Yeah,
I'm thinking to myself, a lot of this is coming from like Japan and other countries, including Thailand. Should it be a little bit cheaper? But yeah,
they're
that's
not getting
another
the
thing.
volume. They're not
Was
getting
that?
the volume here. That's why I've
Yeah,
always
that's
said
that's
I've
what I'm
always
thinking.
said the same thing. I said, well, hell, they're making it right over in Japan, Korea, China. It should be cheaper here, but the
Yes, that's
gadgets
what I'm
here
thinking.
are just as expensive, if not more. Imagine an iPhone. Try to buy an iPhone 15 here or 14.
No,
It
I just came from the Apple store because I went
Yeah,
to buy an extra storage for my iPad Pro, and you wouldn't believe the prices.
yeah, yeah.
And
I would. Yeah, I would. I know it. It's shocking to me.
it's
You gotta
unbelievable.
you got to kind of find that middle of the road, and it takes a while. But you're right. If you go that VIP route with this Airbnb in the Philippines, you're gonna get some business. You'll probably be
Yes.
sold out. But
Yeah.
remember, you
And
have to go to
if I may, sorry, another thing that I wanted to add is customer service and responsiveness of host. Someone that wants to do it, that's how we're gonna crush it. Is the customer service and the responsive. I've been staying on these condos since I got here a month ago. Even before, like last year, you send the host a message and he doesn't get back to you till the next day, and they might have someone who cleans the place and should be responding to you, but that person probably has another job and they can
Mhm.
access their phone. So if you could have someone always stand by to answer the guest question and help them and recommend it, just up the hospitality, going above and beyond. You crush it here because if you go on Airbnb, you look at a lot of the properties, you suddenly find any property that has 4.8 or above rating. And a lot of them they be on the like 4.3, 4.5, the highest. Because the customer service is not always there, and that's where my channel is focused. That we as Western guys, we have skills and knowledge that we can actually leverage when we come into all these places to earn income. And one of them is marketing. Another is customer service, knowing how to deliver those. Yes.
Absolutely. And that's a great point. They call that Filipino time. And as Westerners, we're very impatient. We know what we're accustomed to. So when you send that message, say, hey, my Wi-Fi is not working. You want a response right away. Okay,
Yes.
I'm on it. I'm going to send somebody over there. You don't want to wait till the next day. And then they're going to, they're not going to respond. The cleaner is going to respond.
Yeah.
Or
And that's
somebody
exactly
who
the problem
really
that I
can't
have.
help you.
Mhm.
And that just, that doesn't help you at all. And so, yeah, I run into a lot of that. But let me ask you a little bit on the personal side, since you've been coming here. You said you went to Boracay. How'd you like that?
Oh, I love Boracay. Boracay is beautiful. I loved it when I was there. The atmosphere is beautiful. It's expensive because you have a lot of Koreans, Chinese, and other foreigners, but it's a beautiful place to take. You have to take your girl. That's Boracay is not a place that you want to go to look for a Filipino or find a girl. You have to. It's Boracay, Palawan is kind of place you take your girl to really enjoy the place.
That's a great point. Now, how is it, because most of the guys that come over here, we're older. We're in our late 40s, 50s, 60s. You're 35. So what type of reception do you get from the women here?
Oh, I do get a good reception. A lot of them think that I'm a playboy. that he's too handsome. It's like no matter what you try to like tell them that you're serious, they always think that I'm some type of playboy. I do get a lot of looks when I go to the mall. They want to talk to you. It's a reception. It's just phenomenal when you. But then, of course, you have some Filipinos that prefer an older guy because I've heard some Filipinos tell me, I like you, but you usually way too young for me, my
Mhm.
liking. I prefer guys that are at least 40 and above.
Well, I'm glad that you're bearing witness to what I'm saying. I just did a video on that. I just talked about that because that's what they told me. I didn't make it up. They said we prefer older guys because they can stay here with us. They don't have to go back and forth. And they know a guy like you, you're young, you're probably not ready to settle down yet. You're
Yeah.
probably still looking around and you got that roving eye probably. And I know you probably got your girl there with you. I don't want to put you on the spot, but I mean, that's just the way that they are. They're very skeptical of younger men. They call
Yeah,
me
they are. They
the
are
chick's
very
boy
skeptical.
over here. And that's why
Even
I
her
asked. But
doesn't believe me. You want to say
yeah.
she doesn't believe me. She thinks that I'm going to kick out to the curb any day now.
Now how old is your friend? How old is she?
How old are you?
29.
29.
Okay, so
Just
yeah. So
say
that's
hello.
pretty good.
Hi. Nice to meet
Hello.
you.
Yeah, so that's a pretty good age then, 29 and 35.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Did you take her to Boracay or you plan on
No,
taking her?
no. I just met her this time that I came back. Because the last girl that I was with when I was in Boracay, she's in not Qatar, the other country, Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
are you going to take her anywhere? Where y'all plan on traveling?
Huh?
Yeah.
No, she planned on going. Where you planning to again?
Singapore.
Singapore. She's planning on going to Singapore.
Oh, to work?
Yeah, to work.
Next year.
Because
So
we
how
just
long?
came back from where?
Last April.
Where did you come back from?
Kuwait.
Oh, she came back from Kuwait. And
Okay, let me ask you. So how long do you plan on being in the country this time?
so I'm gonna go check out Phnom Penh, Cambodia, and then I'll be back in the Philippines. Check out other cities. Right now I just did my scouring in Davao City. I'm gonna go back to Cebu because I was just there. I was just relaxing. I didn't do much. Go back there and see what's out there. However, if I do this, I'm probably gonna do either Manila, which is BGC, because the numbers over there is quite very high. Then I want to look at Thailand, look at everything before I pull the trigger. Maybe I will start from Thailand, then trickle down to the Philippines. But Philippines is definitely on my business plan.
Yeah. Now, how are you liking Davao so
Oh
far?
yeah, I love it here. I love Davao. It's nice, laid back. It's safe. I don't feel any threats. Feel unsafe. The weather is just like Texas, pretty similar. And yeah, I haven't had any problems here. I like it here.
Now, where did you meet your girlfriend? Online?
Yeah.
What's the name of the site, just in case guys want to go
Was
on
it
there?
Pin of Love?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, she don't remember. I don't remember. Yeah, but
I know
I think it's Pin of Love.
a lot of you young guys like that Tinder. It wasn't on Tinder,
Yeah,
was it?
but you gotta be careful with it. You gotta know what you're doing because it's a jungle in there. I mean, you try to weed through it to find out who's real and who's not real.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
Now, how did you know she was real? How did you know she was?
I always, first time I always get them on WhatsApp and get them on video. And before I even proceed, I always ask them, I tell them, don't get offended. Are you a real woman with a uterus? Natural born woman with a uterus? Because that's before I even proceed to try to chat. And most of them, they don't get offended, but because I got banned on Tinder for asking that question. I guess it's the one that I real man that, when I reported it. But I'd rather that than you show up to a date and you're a man pretending to be a female. Because in Thailand, when I was in Thailand, the trans dudes, they would disclose that to you. If if you're on the dating side, they will tell you, hey, I'm a lady boy, and they will mention over and over again. So in the Philippines, I find guys that try to swiggle, thing they can. I mean, you think you can just all keep pretending to be a woman, and I wouldn't find out. It's,
I know that you're from
I had a
Africa.
guy actually tell me that he's not trans. He's just on his feminine energy. Like, what does that mean? Are you a natural born woman with a uterus? And he said no. Like,
I know that in Africa, see, in America, we're so flexible and flimsy when it comes to that. But I know in Africa and a lot of the countries in Africa, and you're from Nigeria, right?
Yeah.
Y'all are rigid when it comes to that.
Yeah, we don't play with that.
Y'all don't play with that.
You don't play with a man
I'm transgender. I'm a trans. There's no LGBTQ, and I'm not bashing it. I'm just saying, I'm from America. You're from,
I mean, it is what it is. A lot of
African
countries, they have their culture and it dates for centuries. And you see a lot of African leaders now telling Europeans and Westerners, including America and European countries, respect our tradition. Respect us. We're not trying to come over there and meddle with your internal affairs. I know Nigeria has constitutionally banned, same-sex marriage, as well as many other African countries. Even though there's not a big push for it, but they kind of want to nip it in the butt. Like, not even
Are they strict on that? I mean, do gay people have problems in Nigeria? Or do they have to hide it? Or
not in the cause the thing with Nigeria is they're not trying to force it on you. Like whatever someone does in the bedroom between two consenting adults, that's between them. That's how Nigerians will, see it. But if you try to make that advancement on another man, it's going to be big trouble. And he's not in the same lifestyle as you. And there's no one trying to push that agenda. They might be doing it on social media. And even Nigerians, straight guys that are actually, cashing in on that on social media. They be on social media. A guy named Brobski or something like that. Nigerian, he pretends to be gay. There's a lot of girls that have come out and be like, they were with him. That this guy is not, he's not gay, but he plays into that. And a lot of, the Western guys sending money. Yeah.
Yeah, let me ask you, I know that there's a lot of negative images ever since I was little coming out of Africa, but we know that's not a fact. I know that I've seen, what's the capital in Nigeria?
Abuja. It was Lagos, then it was moved to Abuja, which is like in the middle of the country.
Yeah, it looks just like any other big city, right?
Oh yeah. If you look at it, you think if you get dropped there, you would think you are some major beautiful American city right now.
What's the cost of living over there?
The cost of living will be comparable to, it will be a little higher than the Philippines because of the Philippines is easier to move around than Nigeria. You are expected to have a car. I would say, it will be comparable to cost of living here in the Philippines, but a little bit more, but because the Naira,
a lot of expats over there.
American expats, yes.
You see a lot.
Not just American or Europeans as well. You're in Lagos, if you're in Lagos, you're gonna be seeing just multi-ethnic and racial people, just like if you are in Thailand, I would say. Not like Manila. You don't see much of that in Manila, but much like in Thailand. But this would be much business. They're there for business. Because Nigeria is not tourist friendly for some reason. I don't think we even have tourism industry. Tourism department. So if you see a foreign, they're pretty much there for doing business.
How often do you go back to Nigeria?
Not often as my brother does. He goes every year and he loves it. And he goes from Nigeria to Kenya. He loves spending time in Kenya as well, which is another country that I always encourage people to try out because Kenya is beautiful. And it's just the cost of living in Kenya is way much cheaper than Nigeria. You get way more.
You don't go back?
Not more often. Every once in a while.
Yeah. So are you Americanized? Would you be considered Americanized?
Yeah, and the thing with Nigeria is once you leave and you stay out the country for 5 years or more, now they consider you an American. If you go back, in America, they will still consider you, Nigerian. But once you get to Nigeria, they're trying to charge you the gringo price.
Yeah. So they think you got money. They think
you got money. 5 years, in abroad, you got some bread.
Let me ask you something because I don't know if this is true or not, but I met a friend of mine. I believe he was from Nigeria. His name was Emmanuel. He's the only African guy that I really became, real good friends with. He came over my house. But he said when he came to, he came to America under different circumstances than you, though. But when he came there, he said he went through an orientation and they told him to stay away from Black Americans, that we were trouble. Did you get any type of orientation like that? It's not only my feelings. I just want to know because I very seldom see any Africans. The only time I see Africans, like in my community, they're selling something. They're businessmen, but they're never like hanging out with us or, or anything like that.
And that's, I do get here. I didn't go through that orientation because I was already American citizen.
Right.
So if you get naturalized, that's a different thing. You probably go through, the test and all that stuff, and then go through orientation. For me, I was already an American citizen. So the thing that I always see, when you start traveling, you'll find out that people in their country of origin are much different than when they're in America. For some reason, I don't know why. Well, when people get to America, it's something that happens. Even Filipinos,
Mm-hmm.
them in America, they act way different than when they're in the Philippines.
Right.
You get that with a lot of groups. Once they go to America and they stay there for, depending on which city and state they're in, they act much different than when they are in their own home country. So, and the groups, I think it was this guy Patrick Bet-David with Value Entertainment. He was talking about this. The groups that always travel or leave their home country, leave their friends, leave their family. People that do that are on a mission, and they have that mission. I'm here to make a living, to make money. I sacrificed all this. So many times they don't have time to be hanging around or playing around with people who are born there,
Right.
who live there, who, like,
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I arrived in America, there's a lot of things that Americans take for granted that I'm like, man, if you're in that country, that little apartment that you call, shitty apartment, you got air conditioner in there, you got dishwasher, you got
Mm-hmm.
washing machine. You don't have to wake up 5 in the morning and travel 15 minutes to go fetch some water in a well and carry
Wow.
it all the way back.
Preach, man. Come on with that, man, because
You
that's the
know,
problem that we have. Even when we come over here, we can't grasp the struggle over here. We're spoiled over there in America, right? I know when you
fact,
came over there, you was shocked. You was like,
I was
what in
shocked.
the world?
Then I lived there for 2 decades and I became spoiled too.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
I'm
I
glad
spent
that you share stuff like that because that's real life stuff, man, that we need to hear. See, there's no projects over here. The
no,
projects in America is luxury
it's
to
luxury in a
somebody
lot of these
like
countries.
you coming over from
Fact.
Nigeria and different things like that. But we don't get it. See, being poor in America is like middle class in some of these
Yeah,
countries.
facts. Facts. A lot of the things like air conditioner, having
Yeah.
the AC, is considered luxury to this day in Nigeria. To this day, it's not like years ago. To this day, air conditioning is considered luxury. Even here in the Philippines
Yeah.
and
Now, is it,
Thailand, it's
is it
considered
hot?
luxury.
Is it hot where you from Nigeria? Is it hot in Nigeria?
Yeah, it's comparable to the Philippines.
All
However,
year round?
the humidity is a little bit higher. It's not
All
as
year round?
right now, which is November, is what we call hammer time, which is like dry season. So it's windy and the air is dry. So you have
Mm-hmm.
to put a lot of lotion on, or it's gonna have chipped lips, ashy skin. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
I'd like
around
to
this
hook up
time,
with you,
a lot of
man, before you. I'd like to hook up with you before you leave
almost
permanently, and
definitely.
go back to the States. Because you're an interesting guy, man. I knew that just from your comments in my live streams. And then you said you were starting a channel, which, man, you making a lot of videos, which is
Yeah.
good. It's a different view because, like I said, you're young. You're not, you're an American, but you're from Africa. So you probably have a whole different take on the Philippines. You could probably
Yeah.
learn their language a lot
Oh yeah.
quicker
Oh yeah. I can land it
than the
because
regular
when
Westerner.
I was in General Santos, which Cebu, Davao City, Digo City, General Santos, all Mindanao, they speak Bisaya and Tagalog as well. So I
Mm-hmm.
was trying to decide, or maybe I can pick up a little bit Bisaya or Tagalog. Then a German woman who was born here but no, she wasn't born here. She was brought here when she was very little. She speaks Bisaya and Tagalog fluently. She told me, hey, just learn Tagalog, because with Tagalog, you communicate from Luzon all the way to, the south, further south of Mindanao. Like, that makes sense, rather than picking up Bisaya, because then if you're in Manila, you can't use Bisaya. You speak Tagalog there. But if you have Tagalog, you can speak in Manila and all the way to General Santos.
Yeah, it's probably good to try to learn a little of both if you're going to try to be proficient. Because I'm gonna tell you, when you get down here, like where I am, they don't speak any Tagalog at all. Yeah, they can understand it, but if you start talking Tagalog, it's going to take them a while to start. It's like me trying to learn your language in Nigeria, not as much, because if you don't go to school, you're not going to learn Tagalog. Remember that.
Oh, okay, because that's
you
the
gotta
official.
go to school. They teach you Tagalog in school here, the national language. But in your home, it's whatever language, it's the Longo or whatever it is. Because there's people over here who, like tricycle drivers, taxi drivers, a lot of people who didn't make it to a certain age, certain grade, they can't speak Tagalog.
That makes sense.
I had a subscriber, him and his girlfriend, they lived, well, actually, he was from Canada. He was from Haiti, but he was lived in Canada. They still live in Canada, but they lived in Manila for 5 years. They never would come to Cebu because his wife couldn't speak Bisaya.
Wow.
So that's the reason they never visited Cebu. It's like a whole different world. But yeah, thanks, man, for coming on, man. I'm just wanted to kind of introduce you. What's the name of your channel?
It's at P Money Patrick. So my on the channel you will see Patrick Blackrock, but the handle is at P Money Patrick. It's a brand new channel.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about on your channel?
On my channel, I saw the hindrance, which is any income abroad. So what we're talking about, the best places to find the best females for a Western guy looking to make this transition. Another thing is earning income, identifying opportunities to earn income while living abroad. And like Airbnb, that's one of it. And doing in tech and IT, that's another one of it. Selling software, that's another one. And there's a lot of money on software, which I'm still studying that, selling software. And leveraging our status as a Western guy with all the knowledge and skills that we have, that we can bring value here. And another is understanding how to be truly free in this new, I call it the new dream, which is not being rooted in one place, but being nimble enough to move. I can pick up from Cebu and move to Bali if for some reason the Philippines government turned hostile towards foreigners. Being able to enjoy this real true freedom that we have. And another thing is diversifying our passports if possible, because a country like Turkey, you could buy property there and gain citizenship. So we talk about stuff like that, having that multiple options.
Have you met any other Africans since you've been here? Because Africans are really the original passport bros. They're everywhere. I mean,
they're everywhere.
My ancestors are African, on back. But I'm saying Africans are the original world travelers. The original Filipinos are from Africa. I mean, it took them 1,500 years to make it here, but they made it here, and they were the original world travelers. So everywhere I go, I see Africans. I either see Africans, Chinese, or Indians.
Yeah.
Everywhere I go.
They have a saying in Africa: if you go someplace and there are no Nigerians, leave. There's no money there. So there are Nigerians here. If I wanted to interview them, I can interview them from the perspective of how they created businesses here and how they are surviving economically here. And that's the type of interviews that I want to be bringing, guys. However, since I'm focused on Western guys, I want to focus on Western guys that made the transition
Yeah.
and living here full time and earning good income, so
Yeah,
they
because
can
we're
pass
like
it
the
up.
babies, especially Americans. We're like the babies when it comes to international travel. We have so much to learn, and we're a business opportunity unto ourselves. I mean,
Yes,
we're bringing big money overseas, and we don't know
yes,
what to do with it. We're just spending
exactly.
it. We
Just
need to
spending it,
learn how to
level.
direct
Yeah,
our money into more favorable uh, things instead of just spending it. But
yes.
yeah, we're a whole industry, man.
Oh yeah,
Especially
facts,
for these women over here. That I mean, we're a damn industry.
facts.
Yeah, it's true. But thank you, man. I really appreciate it, man. I'm gonna have you back. I'm gonna have you on the panel because you got good Wi-Fi right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Actually, I have to switch out my condo. The other one that was in the Wi-Fi, I don't know what kind of Wi-Fi he's using. And when I sent him the message, didn't get back to me till a couple of days.
yeah.
And
So
the
Tuesday,
Wi-Fi,
on my live stream, I'm gonna send you on my panel. I'm gonna send you the link if you're gonna still be in that place there because hell,
yes,
I can hear you clear as day.
yeah, yes. I'll definitely want to jump back in. Thank you so much for
Okay.
the opportunity. It
Well,
means a
thank you
lot.
again, and thank everybody. If you're in America, it's getting late. Before you let your head hit the pillow, please find somebody to help. That don't put your life in jeopardy. If you're in the Philippines, it's no reason that you shouldn't be helping somebody over here. The struggle's real, right, Patrick?
Oh yeah, the struggle is real.
Over here.
It's
Not a
real.
day
It's
goes by,
getting
I
real.
don't help somebody. Have you been helping anybody since you've been here? Just in the little ways that you can?
Little ways, the tricycle drivers, the grab driver, give them a little tip.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people don't want to be doing the tipping thing, but give them a little. Those pesos, they don't mean much to us, but to them it's a lot. It goes a long way.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because if I don't know anything else, I know this one thing for sure. We help other people, we help ourselves. Take care. Stay safe, stay out of trouble. I'll see y'all next time.
Thank you.